At first, closeness feels like something people want. We talk about it as if it's the goal: connection, intimacy, being understood. So when someone begins to pull away the moment things start to feel close, it creates confusion. Because closeness is supposed to feel good, it's supposed to feel safe. But for some people, closeness doesn't feel like comfort, it feels like danger. And the strange part is, they may not even know why. Nothing bad has happened yet. No argument, no betrayal, no clear reason. But inside their body, something tightens. Their breathing changes, their thoughts become louder, and their instinct shifts from moving closer to creating space. This is where many people get it wrong. They assume emotional closeness feels unsafe because of the present relationship. But most of the time, the fear has very little to do with what's happening now. It has everything to do with what happened before. Emotional closeness requires vulnerability, and vulnerability means letting someone see parts of you that were once judged, ignored, or hurt. For someone who grew up feeling emotionally unsafe, closeness doesn't register as warmth. It registers as exposure to disappointment, exposure to rejection, exposure to loss. So when emotional closeness begins to form, their nervous system doesn't wait to see how things turn out, it reacts immediately. Because the nervous system remembers things the mind may have buried. For some people, closeness once came with conditions. Love was given only when they behaved a certain way. Affection disappeared when emotions were expressed. So they learned an important rule early in life. Don't get too close, because closeness makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability once meant pain. That rule may have protected them as a child, but as an adult, it creates distance right when connection begins. At the start of relationships, things feel manageable. There's novelty, there's excitement, but as closeness deepens, expectations appear. And expectations can feel heavy to someone who never felt emotionally safe. Not because the other person is demanding, but because expectations awaken an old fear. The fear of not being enough, the fear of disappointing someone they care about, the fear of being needed in ways they don't know how to fulfill. So instead of leaning in, their body looks for safety, and safety often looks like distance. This is why emotional closeness can feel unsafe, even when the relationship is healthy. Because safety isn't determined by logic, it's determined by memory. Emotional memory lives in the body. It shows up as tension, as restlessness, as avoidance. It doesn't ask if the present moment is different. It only asks, will this hurt like before? For some people, closeness also threatens identity. They learn to survive by being independent, self-reliant, low maintenance, emotionally controlled. So when closeness invites dependence, their sense of self feels at risk. They may fear losing freedom, losing control, or losing themselves. Not because that's true, but because that's how closeness once felt. So emotional distance becomes a way to preserve identity, to stay grounded in something familiar, even if that familiarity is loneliness. Distance feels predictable, closeness feels uncertain, and the nervous system prefers predictability. Another reason closeness feels unsafe is emotional responsibility. Closeness creates awareness of another person's feelings, needs, expectations. For someone who learned early that emotions were overwhelming, this awareness can feel like pressure. They fear failing emotionally. They fear being seen as inadequate. So they create space before those fears can be tested, not consciously, quietly, slowly. They answer less, they share less, they become harder to reach. From the outside, it looks like loss of interest. From the inside, it feels like self-protection. Closeness also removes the mask. Early connection allows people to present a controlled version of themselves, capable, put together. But deeper closeness requires consistency, and for someone who doesn't trust their ability to stay emotionally present, that consistency feels risky. They worry they won't be able to maintain it, so they pull away before expectations become real. For others, closeness triggers unresolved pain, old grief, unspoken resentment, unhealed wounds. Closeness brings these things to the surface, and avoidance becomes a way to stay numb. This is why reassurance often doesn't help. You can say you're not leaving, you can say it's safe, you can say you care, but reassurance speaks to the mind. Fear lives in the body, and until the body feels safe, logic won't reach it. For the person on the other side, this is deeply painful, because closeness felt mutual, because something meaningful was forming, and when there's no explanation, self-blame fills the silence. You wonder if you moved too fast, if you expected too much. But emotional closeness isn't the problem. The problem is fear that hasn't been resolved. Understanding this doesn't mean accepting behavior that hurts you. It means interpreting it accurately. Someone who feels unsafe with closeness isn't rejecting you. They're responding to an internal alarm, and that alarm may have nothing to do with you. Closeness should feel mutual, not like something you earn, not like something you tiptoe around. If emotional closeness feels unsafe for someone, it doesn't make them broken. It means they learned to survive in a world where closeness came with a cost. But survival patterns don't always lead to connection, and realizing that can change how you see distance, silence, and yourself. Because real closeness doesn't create fear, it creates stability. And when closeness feels unsafe, it's not because intimacy is dangerous, it's because safety was never modeled.
Support the channel, hit the like and subscribe button.